Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. It is me, Curly K Glam, and I'm here today to bring you a Loki overview. Okay, so I just want to start off by saying if you hear any helicopters or any noise, just disregard all of it in my background. I'm sitting out here in the car, but I just wanted to come to you and give you this quick review because I just don't know. Like, Loki had me all over the place. Initially, my goal was to review every episode of Loki, along with all the rest of my favorite comic nerds. But honestly, I just couldn't get into Loki. I'm not even gonna like pull anybody's hair. I couldn't get into Loki. I felt like, this is just my opinion, I felt like it was really slow and really dry all the way up until the last episode, which was, of course, when we met He Who Remains, aka Kang the Conqueror. I feel like that's really when we got an understanding. When he got purged into whatever land he was in before Sylvie got there, when he met all the other versions of himself, I thought Crocodile Loki was not needed. I thought the little boy Loki was not needed. I don't think anybody but the one version of Loki, and that's the one who had on like the Comic-Con looking outfit, I think he was the only version of Loki that was needed because he actually did something. Those other ones were there for just, I guess, dramatic or for some kind of story relief. But other than that, I honestly did not see the point of it. I thought up until the point when Loki actually met Sylvie, that may have been somewhat productive because, like Mobius said in the beginning, he was the only one at the time who could get inside of his own head. And so for the female version of Loki to not be able to trust, and for the male version of Loki to not be trusted, it made total sense because both of them in the end had trust issues in whatever universe they were in. So let's just get to the nitty gritty. At first, when Loki disappeared off into that black hole in Endgame, I was just like, I wonder what Marvel is going to do with that. When I had that initial thought, I did not think that it would have ended up being what it is today. At first, I was like, what in the world is Loki going to have to do with this multiverse thing? And then in the grand scheme of things, we've had 3 Disney shows to come out since Disney Plus has started the whole Marvel short series thing. And that is WandaVision, Falcon and Winter Soldier, and Loki. So in terms of those 3 shows, I'm just thinking about the grand scheme of things, like, how is this show going to be as, like, in terms, how does all these stories fit into what it is that we want to talk about in the grand scheme of things? Falcon and Winter Soldier, what does that have to do with the multiverse? WandaVision, I know with Wanda being the Nexus being, that totally makes sense to me because in the beginning of Loki, it said that the whole timeline thing, if the timeline was to branch off, that would create, different Nexus events. So that makes sense. So in the grand scheme of things, I guess in the end, they're going to set up the whole Avengers multiverse Civil War type situation. I feel like that's where it's going. Now with Kang the Conqueror, I feel like I'm looking forward to Kang the Conqueror. I like Jonathan Majors acting. I feel like he really gave something to the character of Kang the Conqueror. So I'm excited to see his character in other movies. I feel like with the whole multiverse pitch, I feel like it has me all over the place. I feel like in terms of the first set of Marvel movies, including the Avengers and everybody's solo movie, I was able to follow. And even if I missed a movie or two, or even if I missed something, I was able to keep up. Now with this, if you miss one thing, I feel like you're going to be behind. Especially if you don't have the whole comic book backstory like me. I'm not really familiar with I'm familiar with the comics, but I don't know everybody's origin story or what it is that they have to bring to the superhero table. So then I have to go back and watch Easter egg videos and all this other stuff. And plus, I'm one of those people who cannot wait. I need to know before I see anything. I need to know what it is that I'm looking at. That way I have some kind of foundation. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like with Loki, I wasn't given a foundation with Loki. We just know that Loki was the doucher in the past with, you know, the things that he did, and he wasn't a very nice person. So here, like they said in other videos, Loki is kind of redeeming himself. So in the comics, I'm interested to see how this is going to play out in season 2. Now, I wonder why out of all the shows, Loki was the only one to get a season 2. I thought that was interesting because I'm just like, technically, in one reality, Loki is dead. Thanos killed Loki. So how in the world did the variant Loki end up getting all this juice? Like, is that not crazy to you guys? Like, I'm just like, wow. So I'm interested to see where Sylvie is, because I feel like He Who Remains knew everything that was going on. I think that he set it up for Sylvie to stab him like that. I think that's what he wanted, because he knew that if she did that, then he was going to be able to come back in another universe as Kang the Conqueror and be able to come and stop the show like he said happened back in the past. And I thought it was interesting, you know, that he said the first version of himself showed up in the 31st century. So someone from the future was able to come and just jack up all timelines and control everything from the future. I wonder, did anybody else think about it like that? Because I know I did. Overall, out of everything, I think I'm going to give Loki a B-. I just feel like I'm going to give Loki a B-, okay? Because right now I'm just like, I don't know. I don't know, y'all. I just feel like I don't know what direction Loki is going in. Let me get my thumb off the camera. Let me prop y'all back up. I just feel like I don't know what direction Loki is going in. I know that now, I believe Loki knew that Kang was telling the truth, and Sylvie got caught up in her own plan, and so Sylvie just messed everything up. I think Loki was with Sylvie all the way up until that point where she decided to stab Kang, because Loki believed Kang, which is why when he got back to whatever timeline he was in, he tried to explain to Mobius that what he and Sylvie did was a bad thing. But at this point, Mobius doesn't know what he's talking about, because this is a completely different timeline, completely different Mobius. He has no idea. This is a different reality. So then I think that's where we're going to come into, you know, of course, Doctor Strange, the Multiverse of Madness. We got Ant-Man and Wasp, or Ant-Man Quantumania. Then we're going to have Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. I think that's where all this other stuff is going to come into, but it's just a simple fact that we have to get there, guys. And I know that I have to be patient, because I am not the most patient, especially when I get excited about stuff. But I just don't know. I feel like Marvel is kind of pulling our strings a little bit, but I'm interested to see how Shang-Chi and what else is supposed to come out this year? Hawkeye, the Marvels. I wonder how all this is going to play into the universe. So, you guys, let me know what you guys thought of Loki season 1. I hope they announce soon when season 2 comes out. I hope it will be in the next couple of months. I hope they're not going to make us wait until after Spider-Man and all that comes out, because I honestly think that would be too late. Because I think you get a pretty good explanation of, you know, the timeline branching. So right now we're at the timeline branching. So I would like to see in the next couple of months when Loki is going to come out, and hopefully we can continue the story from there, because I'm interested in seeing now that I somewhat have a guidance on what is happening. But you guys, let me know what you thought of Loki. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at CurlyKGlam, and I'll be back with more videos. Deuces.